Remember promises from 10 years ago of hundreds of thousands of natural gas jobs in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia? Elected leaders called fracking an economic game changer. Economic impact studies said drilling companies would hire tens of thousands of local workers, and all the gas being produced would mean the creation of more companies in the region and tens of thousands more local jobs. Plus, property owners would get rich from natural gas royalties. They said money from all these new jobs and royalties would flow into local stores, restaurants, and businesses. And those businesses would hire even more workers. Local communities would thrive and prosper. But what really happened? Well, drilling companies only hired a fraction of the number of local workers predicted, and half or more of those jobs went to out-of-state workers from places like Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. Turns out, processing plants and fractionators don't need very many workers, and most big employers like crackers and plastics manufacturing plants never got built in the first place. Natural gas prices also stayed low, so royalties payments were disappointing, and many recipients chose to save the money instead of spending it. Local businesses that expected lots of new customers with money to spend ended up with almost nothing. The economic impact studies were just plain wrong. And they forgot to mention one other thing. Living around fracking pads and processing plants can be awful. Heavy trucks damage roads. Methane is emitted, as well as toxic substances linked to cancer, cardiovascular disease, and other illnesses. And there's a constant threat of water contamination. So, people leave, and businesses close. Since the fracking boom began and before the onset of the coronavirus, the counties in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia that produce over 90% of the region's natural gas saw their share of the nation's personal income fall by more than 6%. Their share of jobs fell by over 7%, and their share of the nation's population dropped by almost 10% as more than 23,000 people moved away. Now, instead of bustling downtowns with lots of people and thriving businesses, we can see the real effects: empty storefronts and vacant lots. Still, politicians and bureaucrats keep making the same bogus claims that natural gas and petrochemicals are job creators. Now that we know the facts behind these claims, isn't it time to try something new? To see a full report of how each state and fracking county has done economically during the natural gas boom, and to explore better, more sustainable economic development strategies, visit OhioRiverValleyInstitute.org.